How's it going, guys? It's me, Marty, and Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0 Thrice Upon A Time has come out, and I finally finished watching it about 10 minutes ago. That's what I've just jumped on. It's going to be probably a quick gut reaction video I'm going to do right here. But wow, if I was to sum that up in just one word, masterpiece. I think that's the only word that can describe it fully. It's a masterpiece. It's such a... I feel as Eva fans we've been really spoiled by how good this rebuild has been. I know a lot of us were sceptical when we first heard about it, and I think even the last film, 3.0, You Cannot Redo, was a bit divisive among fans because of how different it was, because of after 2.0, that was when the original material had stopped and we'd moved on to all the new stuff, and I think a lot of people are a bit worried about what that entails, but it's been well worth it in my opinion. These 4 films it's really been the perfect send-off for Evangelion. It's just topped off such an amazing franchise that we all love really dearly, and I think the ceiling for success was so high as well. So many fantastic anime have just really tripped at that last hurdle and have just failed to stick the landing, for Evangelion I think that is even harder because it's such a well-known, popular, it's been going on since the 90s, I think when the original show came out, and so much could have gone wrong, but honestly, watching Thrice Upon a Time, it was literally the perfect ending. I keep overanalyzing it, going through trying to find things to complain about, which is bad anyway, but the positive about that is I really can't find, from start to finish, for a 2 hour and 35 minute film, they just cram, it's long anyway, but they cram so much good stuff in. We just get so much character development. I'm a massive Rey fan, okay, I know a lot of people love Asuka and all that. I love Asuka as well, but I mean, something I've always just really liked Rey, and it was just so good that the first, third of this film, when we catch back up with Shinji, Rei and Asuka in a beautiful... Can I just mention how beautiful this film looks, and the music and the sound and everything it's just so perfect. That when we see this new rebuilt village that society has made since the collapse of Tokyo 3, it's so refreshing and so new just to see so much greenery in Evangelion. We're so used to this big concrete jungle of Tokyo 3, and it's just so nice to obviously it's post-apocalyptic and it's supposed to be quite a bad sight, but it's just so positive and it's just so refreshing to see from Evangelion. It's just so new, but it works so well, and we get a good third of the film with Rei, doing really cute moments, not knowing what anything is because she's quote unquote not Rei. It was just really great character development for her and really gave her a personality that I know a lot of people have said she's been lacking for, all these years, that she's quite an emotionless that's obviously her character. And then speaking of character development, I think everyone gets really, really good. Like I say, they managed to fit so much in such a, a 2.5 hour gap. We get Rei, like I just mentioned. I really love the dynamic between Asuka and Mari. That Asuka seems to really have evolved from that kind of lone wolf personality. She's still she's not changed in the fact that Asuka is still Asuka. She still acts the way she does. But it's really good to see that she's just took on the role of a team player now, and she seems to gel really well with Mari, who only got introduced in was it the last film or 2.0? I can't remember. I think she was introduced in 3.0, but she gets so much in this film as well. Really, we get to delve deeper into her personality. Asuka gets a full character development. I'm lost for words, to be honest. I just love how, including Shinji, I'll get on to Shinji in a minute, I'm just reading through my notes, I jotted down while watching the film. Shinji's growth is just the original Evangelion, and you watch the end of Evangelion. Shinji obviously never really develops as a character. He always starts out as the depressed I don't know how to describe him. I don't want to say whiny because he's not, he is a bit whiny, but I mean it's because he's depressed and he's just not happy. He's forced into stuff he doesn't want to do. But he kind of stays that way the whole film. Asuka, she's tsundere, you always think she's the best, and she kind of stayed that way in the original Evangelion, but in this rebuild, in this last film, we really see them just become their full potential. Asuka, obviously, like I say, becomes a team player. She really like grows. Everyone seems to like grow more like adults. They stop being so childish. They really grow as people, like I say, especially Shinji as well. Yeah, he does start off with being the Shinji we all know, depressed, obviously, last film what happened to Kaoru, but he just grows so much in this film, you know, he just really becomes more mature. He finally understands his role, that, you know, people are putting him down because he caused another impact, and, you know, a lot of people died from that, and nobody wants him to get in the robot and stuff like that. And, you know, for the first time, Shinji wants to get in the robot, really. You know, he's always been trying to get out of it for, like, these last, how long's Evangelion been going on for, like, 30 years now? He's been trying to get out of that robot, and finally he's like, no, I know what I must do. He knows his role. He wants to take some of the burden off Misato, and, you know, he wants to help his friends Asuka and Rei and Mari and Kaoru. He just grows so much in this film, and I love seeing it. It's just so perfect. And then I would just like to highlight as well how visually stunning the fight with Mari and Asuka versus all those Eva 7s, like Nerves Eva 7s. It was just such an amazing fight scene. It's probably the best we've ever seen in the franchise. It was just pure epic. And then, spoiler alert, I am just going to mention, there is spoilers in here, so this is your warning, spoiler warning. That moment where Asuka injects that angel blood into her, just, oh my god. It was just the most, I was just sat there like, this is epic, this is just so, god, this is really just peak Evangelion. This is just, it blew my mind. I really couldn't comprehend how amazing this was. Just as a conclusion to this, I know it's been like a short video, it's probably going to be around 10 minutes. From start to finish, personally, as a die-hard Eva fan myself, Eva was the first anime I watched, and I've just loved it since. I was completely satisfied with that ending. It hit all the right notes. If anything, it exceeded my expectations. Like I said at the start of this video, there was so much room for it to fail, and I just think it just stuck every landing perfectly. I've mentioned other series just tend to collapse with their endings. That, you know, you could have a really good anime and then the ending is just, and like I said with Evangelion, it's a series that had there was so much potential for it to fail. It really was, because I know as Eva fans our expectations are crazy wild, and Eva is considered, you know, one of the greatest anime of all time, and it's finally come to an end, which is, you know, it's sad it's come to an end, but I'm just so happy it's ended so well. God, I couldn't really ask for much more than what we got. But yeah, I can just say, hand on heart, this whole rebuild process, these 4 films we've had, which is well worth it. I've loved every minute of it. It's just been so good. I even really enjoyed the subtle nods to the original anime they put in, like with Eva 1 launching in Tokyo again and stuff like that. It was just perfect from start to finish, masterpiece. It was just amazing. I feel as Eva fans, we've been really truly spoiled with this film. And all I can say, just to conclude, is that, you know, it's over and it's been a wild ride, and we'll never forget it. It's just been amazing. Start to finish, we are just thankful to have Evangelion. And I'd just like to thank everyone who worked on Evangelion and the creator. God, it's just been so good. But yeah, that's me done. That's my initial gut reaction to Evangelion 3.0 plus 1.0, Thrice Upon A Time, the end of Evangelion. The finale. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.